Before we just carry on, Mick's going to say something about Richard Todd.
Yeah. You might see from the programme which CJ googled together today, and thank you CJ for that. We've dedicated today to Richard Todd. Richard was a good friend of mine. He was a great trader on Eurotraders. I only knew him for about 2.5 years, but we met through Eurotraders and discovered that we lived about a mile apart, decided to meet up and took it from there. When I first met him, I was quite surprised by his physique. He's about 6 foot tall, with a beard like Rasputin. But appearances were deceptive, and Richard was certainly no murdering hellraiser like he was. He was a kind, gentle soul, and we took to each other straight away. Apart from the music, we had some common interests. Football, although Richard supported Charlton, so I'm not quite sure what he knew about football, but and then there was beer. And beer, oh yeah, we like beer, okay. We met on a regular basis about every 3 or 4 weeks at a local pub, and we swapped discs, drank beer, talked music, drank beer, discussed life in general. And we had some good times together. Richard was a diabetic, and he had to take quite a few medications for various ailments that he had. So on a regular, but when we met, he would stop taking his pills, and so he could have a few drinks, and boy, he could drink. What he did for Eurotraders in terms of spreading the music, I think everyone here can vouch for that. He boosted their collections enormously. I went to his vine factory on a number of occasions, and there were boxes of envelopes and all sorts of paraphernalia spread about everywhere, and the man was certainly into it, you know. And unfortunately, Richard, he had a big problem. He was hugely overweight, and he was desperate to get down to a normal size, and he tried all sorts of approaches. He dieted, but it didn't work, and in desperation he decided he'd have an operation to reduce the size of his stomach, but unfortunately there were complications, and that ultimately led to his death. I can remember sitting with him a few weeks before he had the operation. He was looking forward to just doing the ordinary things that we all do, like walk about, go to the park without running out of breath. And he was looking forward to going and seeing some bands again, and he hadn't done that for years. Anyway, he was one of the kindest and most unassuming people that I've ever had the pleasure to know, and I dearly miss him. So we're going to play a song now. Richard's favourite song was Terrapin Station, and he always said to me that he thought the first one that was ever played live, which was on 26th of February 77, was as good as any. And we were going to play that, but unfortunately it's on my desk at home. So anyway, we've got a version of that. We're going to play that now, and just perhaps have a few thoughts for Richard. Thanks. That's all. Thanks.